I want to make a video to encourage Christians to spiritually get it together, right? And I'm not saying get it together in the physical sense, because some people got their life together, right? They got their finances together, they got their family in order, everything's nice and structured, and that's good. But what about the spiritual aspect of things? You can focus so much on the earthly side of things that you neglect the spiritual matters. For example, Paul is writing to some individuals who should have grown more by now. He's looking at their lives and he's basically saying that they're not producing a good amount of fruit, or they're not producing fruit at a rate in which it should be, right? So if you've been a Christian for 10 years, 15 years, 20, whatever the case may be, and you're still spiritually immature, that's a problem. So that's why I want to make this video, right? You got to get to a point where you look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, like, what am I doing with my life, right? Why am I not growing? Why am I not getting closer to the Lord? Why am I content with my current standing before the Lord? If you're content with it, because some people are, some people aren't, right? Sometimes we get stuck. We just get in this loop. We just keep going, and pretty soon years go by and we're still in the same place spiritually. So I want to read Hebrews chapter 5, verse 11 through 14. About this we have much to say, and it is hard to explain, since you have become dull of hearing. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic principles of the oracles of God. You need milk, not solid food. For everyone who lives on milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, since he is a child. But solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil. So he was basically saying to some people, you guys should have been teachers by now. You guys are still sipping milk. It's like when a baby is young, you don't give him steak. You don't give him, cheese pizza so that he could choke, God forbid, right? You give them baby food. And as they become more mature, as they grow, you give them more solid food, right? You don't just give them, you don't give a 6-month baby a drumstick, on Thanksgiving and say, enjoy, right? So it's the same thing as Christians. Like, you have to get to a point where you get to solid food. Some people have been Christians for a long time. They're still eating Gerber baby food. That may sound funny, but it's the truth, right? So if that's you, do something about it. Grow in your faith, right? He's not saying that everybody has to mature to the point where they become a teacher, right? He says some of you should have been teachers by now. That doesn't mean everybody's called to be a teacher. But his point is that we all should grow at a rate that's reasonable.